The mountain is a contemplative retreat for visitors. It's a place of warmth and hospitality where you can hear the voice of God. But for the residents, it's a way of life. They're not working 9 to 5. They don't shut down at the end of the day. This is what they do. This is their vocation. And all are welcome.
Silence, simplicity, solitude, and service. Those were 4 key words that we used right from the beginning. We didn't want to hire people to cook and clean and all that stuff. We wanted to do that. So then we invite people into that, students, and then to be part of prayer, a prayer that would invite people into it.
People are starving for community. Students today, they are the loneliest generation by far over history. I spent 3 years getting a master's in pastoral studies, and there was some tremendous research that they shared. What this research really showed was how important it is that we recognize these students, that they are noticed, that they are named, and that they are known. The more trusted adults students have in their lives, the more successful they will be.
If we affect one young person a year, that's enough payback for me to really justify this and make this investment.
When someone shares with me that they've had a profound experience here at the mountain, that's the motivator to stay in the game, to keep going. We create an atmosphere, we create the invitation, we provide some structure. The people who are here are the ones that create the experience. We just set the table.
If given the choice, I would take the version of myself that went to the mountain and really found out who I am and found a space that I could be welcomed in, than the version of me that is doing those things because that's just what you did in high school.
Watching students come here and see them meet some of their best friends, when we come to the chapel and have them say, you know, I feel comfortable saying this. I would never say this on campus. They share in a way that goes deep.
What that has done for maybe their inner peace, maybe their self-confidence. There are a lot of ways that the mountain offers opportunities for people to be exactly who they are. And then if they would like to step deeper into that, we welcome that as well.
And to witness that and know that's affecting people's lives forever, forever.
The mountain life goes on because the world needs us. The world needs this place. Since Dan passed, our student ministry is bigger than it's ever been. Our adult ministry certainly is bigger than it's ever been. I think for 40 years, he was mentoring and preparing for the day that he wouldn't be here.
I've had people say it in a way like, must be very different without Dan. But you know what? We still laugh, we still cry, we still move forward. The vision's still happening.
There's always been many faces of the mountain. Father Lou, Brother Kevin, Brother Joe, and Karen Pulaski, each one of them brings a spirituality and a depth. This is a movement. Once you've been here and you bring it to your world and it keeps going. We might change and evolve as everyone does, but the mountain is strong and it's here to stay.
We needed to ensure that we can support the ministry going forward. We've got all this physical infrastructure. We also have personnel. Lay people are obviously going to have a big part of what the future holds. We're going to have to pay people a living wage to do the ministry.
This was an incredible vision way back in the 70s, that he always had this vision of it being a mixed community. It would be both lay and bound people living here, and men and women. And that diversity brings a richness, creates a different dynamic and a healthy dynamic.
Lady Poverty is a big cherry tree. Originally, we were never going to log here. Well, money's always important, so we had a logger up here, and we were walking through the woods with myself, Dan, and some board members, and he said, this is probably worth $50,000. Dan thought it, and I agreed. He says, let's don't cut that tree. We're going to call it Lady Poverty, and in the Franciscan spirit, it's going to be a tree that helps us recognize we're not only utilitarian. Everything has value for itself. Each of us people, we're total individuals. We all have thisness. So people can go there and see some artifacts of Dan Riley and remember him in that spirit of poverty.
Dan passed away in July of 2024. And so what we did is we really kind of came up with a vision that was able to show people 3 peaks of Mount Irenaeus. The first peak is the St. Bonaventure University experience and being able to service them.
Students either come for an evening away or an overnight. They oftentimes will come in groups.
The second peak is our adult faith formation.
We do a myriad of in-person as well as virtual, as well as on-the-road ministries.
We can minister to the whole world and bring the mountain to them in some way.
And our third peak is service to the Franciscan larger world.
We have many places where we outreach to other Franciscan organizations so that we can interact and learn from each other.
When people say, now we have to go back to the real world, I want to say, maybe this is the real world.
My wife Eileen and I are supporting this campaign to really continue the vision of Dan Riley. And we've made a major commitment to it. And when I do major commitments, I have no problem asking other people to consider a gift. And so I would ask you to consider supporting that vision to the best of your ability.